Dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. This is Power Grind Boxing. Roy Jones Jr. delivers a crazy and shocking message to Errol Spence Jr. You heard that right. This is Power Grind Boxing. Welcome to the wide world of boxing. It's getting ready to get really crazy right now. So I need you to hold on to your gloves. You feel what I'm saying? Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. dropped a bombshell piece of advice for Errol Spence Jr. following his grueling and gruesome loss to Terence Bud Crawford. In an emotional plea, Roy Jones Jr. raises crucial concerns about Errol Spence Jr.'s health and future in the ring. So what we're getting ready to do is we're going to try to initially dive into this weird, I'm going to say emotional message that's really sparking debate right now in the boxing world. So I had to jump on and talk about it. You feel? Now, Roy Jones Jr., I think he was on Fight Hype. I think he was on Fight Hub. I'm not sure. I forgot what the source was. You know, I just saw it, I want to say about an hour before I recorded this video, but he had a candid and heartfelt message for Errol Spence Jr. You know, I'm talking about Roy Jones Jr. now. You know what I'm saying? Now it looks as if, from the outside looking in, it looks like he's offering sincere advice to Errol Spence Jr., especially in this aftermath of, I'm going to call it a punishing defeat to Terence Bud Crawford. Now, it was a one-sided match, and it sparked a lot of concerns about Errol Spence Jr.'s long-term health, especially if he's considering activating a contractual rematch clause against Terence Bud Crawford. Now, Roy Jones Jr., he was passionately urging Errol Spence Jr. to pay close attention to his body and pay close attention to his well-being. He emphasized that Errol Spence Jr. should prioritize his health and his happiness above all else. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, man, don't be swayed by the public. People in the public, they're going to have their public opinion, but you have achieved financial success and accomplished something that only a few have accomplished and so many other boxers dream of. You became a unified world champion even after surviving a horrific car crash at a super high speed. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, man, you are lucky to be alive. You were a part of an epic super fight, and if you could do it again, that's great. But if not, don't let those worries burden you. You know what I'm saying? You earned your due, and, you know, embrace life and enjoy life, especially if your body is sending you a bat signal saying, hey, man, calm down. You got what I'm saying? Now, some argue that Roy Jones Jr. himself should take his own advice. You got what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's like 54. You got what I'm saying? And he keeps stepping in the ring and putting himself in a professional matchup with a variety of other individuals. I think he get ready to fight. Didn't he fight Anthony Pettis, UFC fighter or something like that? Anyway, during the post-fight press conference, right? Errol Spence Jr., he expressed his eagerness to face Terence Bud Crawford again. He like, you look, man, I got to run that back. You know what I'm saying? And he said he would like for it to happen at 154 pounds. Now, I think that is a massive, monumental decision. Now, Bud Crawford, he's okay with the rematch against Errol Spence Jr. And, you know, we're going to see what happens. But, man, I'm telling you, man, Roy Jones Jr. offering some type of advice to Errol Spence Jr., especially in the wake immediately after a loss to Terence Bud Crawford. My thoughts on that is Roy Jones Jr. is without doubt a complete legend. Now, We both know that he has had a lot of, I'm going to say, question mark responses and thoughts and statements as it applies to Errol Spence Jr. He's been really critical of Errol Spence Jr. Now, Roy Jones Jr., he come from a different generation than Errol Spence Jr. So one comes from a generation of, I'm just going to call it how I see it. I'm going to just say what's ever on my mind. That's how Antonio Tarver do it. He say what's on his mind. Roy Jones Jr., he say what's on his mind. They come from that era, right? Now, Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford and other individuals of this younger generation, they come from an era where if you are saying things that's negative in the land of social media, then people in social media, they're not as dedicated to boxing as a dedicated boxer. So they casual fans. So if you speak negative about them, they are not going to listen to you. They're not going to heed your advice. So with Roy Jones Jr., since he comes from an old school and he's talking negatively about somebody from a newer school, they're not going to listen to it. So Errol Spence Jr. won't listen to Roy Jones Jr. because Roy Jones Jr. is from a time where he speaks in a different language. He speaks in a way where people in a younger generation won't be able to receive it. That's just how it is. My thing is, if you really want people to succeed and you really want the best for them, then why go on Fight Hub or, whatever YouTube channel and give them advice? You're rich enough and you know enough people and you got enough influence to go to somebody's camp. Or, matter of fact, pull them up on the jack and holler at them. See, if you pull them up on the jack and you holler at them, then that seems like you are genuine. But if you get on Fight Hub or some other channel and you just giving them advice on YouTube, it don't seem as genuine. So I'm not saying that Roy Jones Jr. is not genuine. I'm just saying that his message won't be received if he's giving advice on YouTube, because you don't give advice on YouTube in a critical way. You don't give that. Nah, you don't do that to a superstar in boxing. And Roy Jones Jr. was a superstar. But right now, Errol Spence Jr. is a superstar. He's one of the superstars in boxing. And if you're trying to help him, then you talk to him on a one-on-one. You don't get on in front of a camera and just say whatever you got to say to the YouTube. That just don't make sense to me. But, it is what it is. But I will say that Roy Jones Jr.'s message to Errol Spence Jr., I'm going to say it like this. It serves as a reminder that success is not solely defined by the victories in the ring. You got what I'm saying? So, man, shouts out to Errol Spence Jr., man, shouts out to Roy Jones Jr. I do believe that you have to prioritize your well-being and your happiness, especially in this warrior sport that's physically demanding. We call it boxing. And guess what? Even in life, we often chase ambitious goals, right? And achievements. And sometimes the times that we're chasing all of that, it comes at the cost of our health and our overall satisfaction. So Roy Jones Jr.'s advice can resonate beyond the boxing ring, because it's a universal reminder that we should never neglect our physical and our mental well-being for the sake of an accolade or what society says or societal expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like, society, they have all these sometimes illogical expectations. And sometimes it's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thoughts. But even with Errol Spence Jr., his journey is a testament to the grit, to the dedication, to the determination that's required in the world of boxing, because he did something that nobody thought he would do. He helped boxing win. He helped boxing he made boxing great again by doing what people just do not do, especially in this era. But it's a reminder that there's life beyond this sport of boxing. I saw Errol Spence Jr. in Spain, you know what I'm saying, enjoying his life, man. Shouts out to Errol Spence Jr. You got what I'm saying? And whatever decision he decided to make for his boxing future, Hey, it's all good because look, we all face crossroads in our life that we have to choose our path, and we have to choose our path wisely. So, I do think that you got to listen to your body. You got to embrace your achievement, and you got to recognize the most precious victory in this world is the one that brings your heart happiness and fulfills your life. And that's the gift of life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people keep acting like this loss is the end for Errol Spence Jr., but it's not. He done came back from worse. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's living in heaven every single day that he on this earth because nobody thought he was going to be like he is right now, which is still fighting, still a champion, still cool. Because once you become a champion, you never stop being a champion. This is Power Grind Boxing. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about Roy Jones Jr.'s remarks and his response to Errol Spence Jr.? Do you think it was sincere? I don't know if it was sincere or not, but man, shouts out to Errol Spence Jr., Bud Crawford. I think I mentioned him. Man, shouts out to Roy Jones Jr. That's just how it is. It's Power Grind Boxing. Stay on the grind.